So what is good, everybody on YouTube? We are back today with a brand new video, and for today's video, we're going to be doing a career simulation of the one and only Jalen Suggs. Hit one of the most crazy shots in NCAA history this year to propel his team into the national championship up against Baylor, where they unfortunately could not hang on to it and catch a dub. But his draft stock's still going to be super high with him being a top 3 pick. So we're going to hop in here and see where it goes. OKC actually ended up getting the number 1 and 2 overall pick here in the lottery. Number 1 overall pick, they take Cade Cunningham. And look at that, number 2 pick, they get Jalen Suggs, getting the 2 best guards in this 2021 class just like that. So the Thunder's rebuild could potentially be coming to an end very soon between having Cade, Jalen Suggs, and SGA all on the team here. Moving us into what is going to be year 1 of our career sim here. You see SGA up to an 88 overall. They grabbed Jared Allen at an 85 overall, which is not a bad pickup by any means. He's still pretty young and has some room for improvement. Cade Cunningham chilling at an 81. Pokacheski there at an 80, 79 overall. Darius Bazley at 79 overall. Jalen Suggs as well, who I'm assuming is probably going to come off the bench maybe in the 6-man role position here in year 1. And actually it has him slated to start, getting 32 minutes a game at the point guard position. And I guess they have Cade at the 2, so he's coming off the bench behind SGA. Trae Young ends up getting MVP here in the first season, and Rookie of the Year ends up going to Evan Mobley, considering Cade did come off the bench, so he didn't really get as much consideration probably. Thunder here come in as the number 4 seed from one of the worst teams in the league to the number 4 seed with 47 wins. Is an insanely improved season. Cade dropping 22 a game, SGA putting up 21.4, and Jalen Suggs not trailing too far behind, 18.8 a game, with some solid assist numbers there as well, almost 7 assists a game. You definitely love to see it. All the guards are going crazy, and let's give a little round of applause to Pokacheski there, putting up over 17 a game as well at that power forward spot. You love to see it. Our first round matchup is going to be up against the Ja Morant-led Grizzlies, and unfortunately, the second-year guard, well, the third-year guard in Ja Morant at this point, gives us a little gas, and we get bounced in 6 there. So we're going to be watching the finals from the sidelines here in year 1. Grizzlies up against the Celtics. Surprised to see these two teams in the championship so early in the sim, but let's see how it goes. The Celtics end up taking it in 6 with Jason Tatum getting himself a finals MVP. Year 2 here, Jalen Suggs already went from a 79 to an 83 in his first season, jumping. So we like to see that. He's still starting alongside SGA. We have a guy like Nas Little on the team as well. Pokacheski up to an 82, Cade off the bench. Trae Young gets another MVP, and even more surprising, we finished as the number 1 seed in the Western Conference this year. Scoring numbers coming down a little bit here, but our team just getting better, and actually I think a little bit more assist numbers as well, 7.1 a game now for Suggs. We will take it. And let's just hope for a little bit better luck here in the playoffs, as our team is pretty talented. First round, we got a tough first round matchup in all honesty, to be the number 1 seed going up against the 8th seeded Warriors that do have Steph and Clay both healthy. Thankfully, we were able to rout them with Pokacheski kind of popping off in that game. Kind of crazy to think that guy is capable of dropping 35 in a playoff game, but we'll see how he actually ends up contributing in real life. He's been really solid so far, so no knocks on him, of course. We end up making it to the Western Conference Finals here, where we rout the Sacramento Kings in the second round here. Jalen Suggs putting up 15 points and 14 assists, obviously huge on the playmaking side of the ball there. Moving us to a matchup up against Zion Williamson's led Pelicans, a very tough matchup, where we're going to a Game 7, and unfortunately in Game 7 we get routed, despite 32 there from SGA. So we're going to be watching from the sidelines yet again. Celtics versus the Pelicans. And the Celtics end up taking another one with Jason Tatum adding another finals MVP to his belt early on in this sim. And definitely was a tough matchup for us there, to say the very least. Jalen Suggs still chilling at 83 overall. Nikola Jokic getting MVP here. Amani Bates coming in the league getting Rookie of the Year. And we go back-to-back number 1 seed in the Western Conference. Looking at the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference, Jokic is now with that Pacers team that added Amani Bates as well. So that team's definitely a little interesting to watch out for. Jalen Suggs up to an 85 overall, hitting some pretty good progression throughout the season. Theo Maledon actually also now back into the rotation, which you'd love to see. First round here, our 8th seed is the Suns. Another pretty tough 8 seed in all honesty, so we'll see what happens. This time we're not having as much trouble, and we end up routing them 4-0 in a clean sweep in that first round. And our 4th guard in the rotation there, Theo Maledon, putting up 24 there, which we definitely will take from somebody that does not get the amount of minutes that Cade, SGA, and Jalen Suggs all get. And in the second round, we go up against the Grizzlies yet again. It didn't go well for us last time. Let's hope for some better luck here. We're in a very tough one where we're down a 1 game here, 3-2. So we desperately need this game if we want to move on. And unfortunately, we end up losing by 8. John Morant really killing us, to say the very least. Pokachevsky and Cade Cunningham tied for leading the game in scoring for the Thunder. We're watching the finals on the sidelines yet again, and this time Joel Embiid gets finals MVP, taking it over the Kings there in 5 games. Moving us into year 4 here, working with a 4-star system proficiency, so hopefully we can get a little something going here. Jokic getting an MVP, Bronny now in the league as well, getting himself Rookie of the Year. We get our 3rd straight back-to-back number 1 seed in the Western Conference, which is definitely a feel-good moment. 21.4 a game from Cade. Jalen Suggs definitely taking a little backseat scoring-wise, 14.2 a game, almost 8 assists a game. So definitely getting it done playmaking-wise, up to an 87 overall. We hopped right into the Western Conference Finals here, because this is where it gets really spicy, up against the number 2 seed Pelicans. And look at that, we actually do end up taking it out, going to our first finals here, our first finals appearance, as we knock out Zion and the Pelicans to put us up against Nikola Jokic and that tough Pacers team, who we find ourselves up on 3-0. Let's hope that it goes our way. They are going to probably get a good game here. They do. 40 points there from Jalen Green, going crazy. Nothing much you can do when somebody drops 40 on your head. But we hop into the next game here, and we pretty much solidified it pretty well. Taking it by 10 there. Ultimately taking the series 4-1 in 5 games. Our OKC Thunder are already NBA champions very early into this sim. Especially considering how far this team was into a rebuild in real life. Interested to see which one of the guys actually gets Finals MVP. Whether it's SGA, Jalen Suggs, maybe even Cade. Cade led the game in scoring, but Suggs did his thing as well with a 21 piece on only 5 of 10 shooting. So I'll take that. Amani Bates, of course, doing his thing. And I didn't leave it in for whatever reason, but it was actually Cade that got Finals MVP in our first NBA championship right there. But at the end of the season there, Jalen Suggs actually dipped out in free agency and went to the Hornets, where he ended up playing alongside LaMelo Ball here. So another interesting team with 2 really good guards. So we'll see how this one ends up playing out. We do make the playoffs here, but not the 1 seed, that's for sure. We come in as the number 5 seed, I believe, up against the number 3 seed Hawks here, which is obviously a tough matchup up against Trae Young. So it would be definitely an interesting series to see LaMelo versus Trae going back and forth in real life in a couple years in the playoffs. 2 obviously snipers from deep. So we do get that game there, pushing it to a game 7. Melo dropping 35 points in that game. Another 20 piece there from Jalen Suggs as well, which is definitely respectable. And here we go. This is the big game that could potentially push us into the second round here and drop off the higher seeded team. And we kind of choke. We get fried by about 18 there. Huge game there from Trae Young, as you can imagine. Oh, he has Julius Randle beside him too. That's crazy. 25 and 12 in the loss from Jalen Suggs as well. Did everything he could, but it was not enough. Watching the finals from the sidelines here. Wow. Bronny joins Zion and Brandon Ingram's Pelicans team. That is a scary sight for some years to come. And if I had to guess, they're probably going to take it, but let's see what happens. They're up 3-1. They lose some games, and they end up clutching it out when it goes to a Game 7. Zion getting Finals MVP, moving us into Year 6 here. And after only a 1-year test run with that team, Jalen Suggs dips out and goes to the Nuggets. This Nuggets team, not that great beside him. He has Colin Sexton, kind of his second best player on the team. Jackson Hayes, Victor Oladipo's kind of old at this point. But we'll see how it goes. Bronny ends up getting an MVP this season, which is kind of crazy. Only 2 years ago, he was Rookie of the Year. Our Nuggets team does pretty horrendous, honestly. Jalen Suggs putting up 21 a game with almost a double-double with 9.1 assists per game. Really great season in all honesty statistically. And we dip out on the Thunder, and they end up going and getting another NBA championship there, 4-0ing the Bulls with DJ Wagner getting Finals MVP. Hopefully we can build something here in Denver, since this is where we wanted to go. Luka ends up getting MVP here. Let's see what we could do. So, any of the All-NBA teams did we make? Okay, so we made the All-NBA second team here. Not bad. But our it says that the Nuggets made the playoffs here. But as weird as it is, you're going to see something about that. 24 game here, though, and 9.3. Huge game from Jalen Suggs. So, it said that we made the playoffs, right? Now, where are our Nuggets? Because they're not actually there. I don't know what happened, but whatever. We're watching the finals from the sidelines yet again, and OKC goes back-to-back here, getting another NBA championship. DJ Wagner getting another Finals MVP, going absolutely insane. If you're an OKC fan, you are loving it right now, moving us into year 8. And the real question is, did we finally make the playoffs? Let's check it out. And we do. We come in as the number 7 seed, which is not preferable, but playoffs are playoffs, 23.6 a game. Almost a double-double there for Jalen Suggs. We'll take that. Colin Sexton doing his thing, of course, as well as Young Bulls getting buckets, as you can imagine. So let's see what we can do here in the first round. We're going to have a tougher matchup because we're coming in as the 7th seed. We're going to be up against the number 2 seed, which is, of course, OKC. That's been giving out gas for the last couple of years. So we're going to see what we can do here. Hopefully we can compete with this team, but it's going to be tough. Down 2-1, at least we get a game here. Down 3-1, and we get bounced in 5. At least we got a game, I guess. DJ Wagner dropping 30 there. 22 and 12 from Jalen Suggs. Cannot get it done on 8 of 22. Shooting not the greatest. And the Hornets actually go ahead and get an NBA championship there with Mark Mitchell doing it. Year 8 here. Moving in, 28-year-old Jalen Suggs, I believe. Now a 91 overall. Several-time All-Star. He has an NBA championship under his belt. And he has an okay team around him. Nothing crazy. But he does do enough to get the All-NBA first-team recognition for the first time there, which you'd love to see. And did he propel us into the playoffs is the real question. And yet again, we are the number 7th seed. As you can see, Colin Sexton leading our team in scoring, followed slightly behind Jalen Suggs, finally hitting that double-double mark with 11.2 assists a game with over 24 points a game scoring as well. Very impressive for him. And as you can see, unfortunately, we have to play the Thunder yet again in the first round. Colin Sexton drops 45 in that loss, and we still take an L. Amani Bates ends up winning Finals MVP there with the Bulls, and pretty much we're getting fried by the Thunder what feels like almost every year in the playoffs now, which is definitely kind of hurtful considering it was our former team. They get the number 1 seed yet again, and we only rack up 37 wins on the season. Colin Sexton doing his thing still, getting some buckets. Jalen Suggs trying to do whatever he can to propel this team to be a championship team, or at least even a playoff team at this point. Knicks versus the Thunder. What a matchup that you wouldn't think was possible about a year ago. Going to Game 7, and the Knicks end up taking it with Dior Johnson getting Finals MVP. Moving us into year 10 here. Hopefully we can get this man some help, and it's still looking about the same, but we do finish as the number 5 seed, so, oh my goodness, okay, we have Zion out of nowhere. I'll take it. Definitely will take that. So Zion is now on the squad, apparently. Jalen Suggs, Colin Sexton, Zion, Jackson Hayes. That might be enough to maybe make us contend a little bit more here. First round, we're going to be up against this Clippers squad, and let's see what we can do. Hopefully we can make some noise here in the first round. Let's hop right into the sim and see what we can do. Simulating through the round. We get up early, 1-0. They get a game back. 2-1. Come on, let's just keep rolling. Oh, it's not looking great. Going to a Game 7, of course. It has to go to a Game 7, man. It always has to go to Game 7. And Game 7s always have to be spooky. Oh, man, it's not looking great. It's not looking great. And we get bounced, of course, man. You hate to see it. You just hate to see it. 12 points there from Jalen Suggs. Not doing too much on the scoring side of the ball there. We just couldn't get it done. Like, again, even with Zion, we could not get it done. We might have to go back to the Thunder on some snake stuff, just like KD. Or, I don't even know, man. It's just looking bad right now. 31-year-old Jalen Suggs, like an 8-time All-Star, doing his thing. We get the number 2 seed in the West, so I'll take that. Let's see what we can do. Zion's still doing his thing. 18.3 a game and still averaging a double-double. Jalen Suggs, he's going crazy. First-round matchup, we're up against the Dallas Mavericks, coming in as the number 7 seed with Luka and Denny Avila. So let's see what we can do here. Can we please make it out of the first round? We really need this. It's going to be a trench battle. We are down. We're going to Game 7. Oh, my goodness. And Game 7 never treats us right. 27 there from Colin Sexton. Still taking an L. Kira Lewis dropping 20. Man. Oh, man. Definitely could have been some better shooting there from Jalen Suggs. Only shooting 5 for 14. And I guess we're just moving on to the next year here. Hoping for something better. So let's pray we make it out of the first round here in year 12. We come in as the number 2 seed behind only the OKC Thunder. Zion leading the team in scoring, 17.2 a game and 8.4 assists a game for Jalen Suggs, coming down a little bit numbers-wise, but it is okay. We finally make it back to the Western Conference Finals here, where we're up against this Utah Jazz team. And let's hope we can get some type of miracle here. We've had some really bad luck the last, 4 or 5 seasons. And we get a game there, so you like to see it going up a game. 41 there from Zion, by the way, going crazy in that game to get us the dub. And please, let's just take it here. It's looking good. We end up taking it by about 16. Zion leading the team in scoring, and we go back to the NBA Finals for the first time in what feels like forever, as we're going to be up against the Indiana Pacers here, who have Kira Lewis, Adrian Griffin. I wonder if Jokic is still hanging around on this team. Probably not, right? Jokic probably moved on somewhere else at this point. Yeah, no Jokic anymore. We go up 2-1 in the series, 3-1 in the series, and let's hope we can just take it out here. I do not want this to fall into the trap of having to go to a Game 7 because it's always an issue, and it's very back and forth here. And it's going to overtime, and it's not looking good for us here in overtime, as we end up getting absolutely freaking mopped there in overtime. Kira Lewis dropping 30 for that squad. 42 and 10 there from Jalen Suggs to try and get us the chip. Just does not happen. Here we go. Let's end it before it goes to a Game 7, and yet again, we get absolutely mopped. Zion only dropping 19 there, and of course, we have to blow the 3-1 lead. Go to Game 7, and thankfully this time, Jalen Suggs just gets us out of there sturdily. He gets himself a Finals MVP, averaging 20 a game, and obviously great assist numbers. So now a 2-time NBA champion in Jalen Suggs. And I mean, Zion was the number 1 scoring option, but Jalen Suggs did win Finals MVP of the team. So who's more valuable? I don't know. It looks like Zion actually might be gone now, too. MVP going to Bronny. And with Zion gone, our team goes back to being about the 7th and 8th seed. Sounds about right. Jalen Suggs putting up 19 a game, 8.4 assists per game as well. We don't have enough scoring despite Colin Sexton being an absolute bucket. Oh, wait, Zion is still here. I don't know. Did he fall out of the starting rotation? He wasn't showing. Whatever. So, first round, we kind of get waxed 4-0 by this T-Wolves squad that ends up going to the finals. So, we're watching it from the sidelines. Magic end up taking it there pretty easily in 5. With Bronny, who got regular season MVP, also getting Finals MVP in the same year. Moving us into year 14 here. Jalen Suggs starting to get up there in his career. Let's see if the Nuggets end up making playoffs. Yet again, slipping into that 41-win 7 seed. Mikey Williams now on the squad. For whatever reason, Mikey Williams is only an 83 overall, 32 years old. So I'm kind of surprised to see him not being a lot more dominant in the 2K sim like he usually is. So, first round here, we're up against the Lakers. And it looks like we honestly might upset them as we go up 3-0, and we do for the first time in what feels like forever. We upset the team in the first round. 7 seed beating the 2 seed, and let's hope we can keep that energy here. Now in the second round up against the Spurs, we do get a game. We get 2 games. Come on, we're fighting. It goes through game 7 here. And in game 7, we end up taking it. We have some grit in us this season. Going to the Western Conference Finals where we're up against LaMelo Ball and the Warriors. And let's see how this one goes. We get up 3-2. It's going to game 7. And man, oh man. In game 7, we end up taking an L there. You hate to see it. We'll be watching the finals from the sidelines yet again. Let's see if Melo and the Warriors end up taking this. And they actually do. Melo getting himself another finals MVP to add to his repertoire a little later in his career at this point. Moving us into year 15. Bronny getting another MVP season with what feels like the 4th team he's been on already in his pretty young career. We only pick up 31 wins on the season, so no playoffs for us. 82 overall. Jalen Suggs now hitting that regression wall really hard. Celtics end up taking it all there with Ahmed Booker getting himself a finals MVP. I'm guessing that's just a creative guy at this point. So, yeah, we're going to check out the player retirements because we very well could have lost Suggs this season. He was only an 82, and our team did not play well, so I don't know why he would want to come back. And it turns out he actually didn't for whatever reason. As you can see, Wendell Carter, Tyrese Maxey, some other guys a little bit younger than him retiring. A little bit older than him, my bad. Moving us into year 16 here. Jalen Suggs hanging in there at an 80 overall. And we don't do anything in the playoffs. We don't make the playoffs. And he finally does end up retiring here alongside a guy like LaMelo Ball. He makes the NBA Hall of Fame there alongside guys like Zion, Melo Ball, Chet, and Cade Cunningham, of course, number 1 and number 2 overall pick, both making the Hall of Fame. Extremely successful. Getting his number retired by the Nuggets there for the later part of his career. And he does end up pretty solid all-time amongst a lot of these numbers. Has some great playmaking numbers, as we know. So if you guys made it this far throughout the video, as always, I really do appreciate you guys for watching. Let me know what you guys want down below for the next video in the comment section. Subscribe if you are new, and Bean out, boys. Thank you for watching.